It's Knockouts Unlimited. You see the team here. We've come together for one reason. It's the date. It is June 28th, year of 2013. The place is going to be College Park Center in Arlington, Texas, is where Stand Gannett Promotions came together, and they did one thing. They brought us 7 bouts, and that's what we're going to cover right here. Stan, I'm going to ask you first of all, tell me about the atmosphere of what Stand Gannett brought.
Well, actually, it was a great atmosphere. The new UTA Convention Center.
That's right. Yeah.
And
College Park
very
Center.
nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful center. Beautiful center. I mean, they really brought the heat this time. I mean, they just upped the level when it comes down to the local fight promoters.
Sure.
They really stepped up the game, and I'm just really looking for a big future to come from that because, I mean, the crowd participation, the entire atmosphere was great.
From what I was told from the promoter, there was over 2,000 in the
That's right. That's right. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Right.
And plus, what made it even better, we were there to broadcast it live.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
got to give us a shout out for that one.
Well, I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step up to the first bout, and we're going to sit here and look at it and go through each one of these 7 right here. All of us happen to be there, and we're going to go ahead and take this one by one. The first bout pits Mike LaMel against a man who came into the ring with a United States of America record of 1-0 by the name of Dante Solano. And the only reason I say that, from Mexico that he is, a lot of his fights that he told me before the fight were not even recorded. But Lisa, we were ringside, we were mat side. We could, oh God, you got a little bit of blood and sweat and tears and water and everything. Tell
Not
me
from
about
that fight. Yeah, not from that fight.
That's right, not from that fight. Okay, you've already set the stage. Tell me about the fight.
Well, you know what? It went all 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Mike LaMel won by unanimous decision. All 3 judges saw it 40-36.
Sure.
It started off, it was a slow pace, but if anybody knows Mike LaMel, he's a counter puncher. And so when you have a counter puncher, of course, he's going to be waiting for his opponent to,
Sure.
Do anything, and that's when he's going to counter off. There wasn't really too much going on in the first round, but Mike did find a home when he was throwing that straight left. He found a home throwing a straight left to the body and brought it back up to the top. And that's pretty much how the fight was going.
Sure.
Kind of slowed down, probably in the end of the second round. There was not too many power punches behind Mike or even the other fighter. But, it went on 4 rounds, and, Mike continues to be undefeated. He is now 2-0 with 1 draw, so, big ups to Mike for that.
You saw it also, Stan. Tell me about it.
Yes, I definitely agree with Lisa, especially during the first round of the fight. I really think that both fighters were filling each other out throughout the first round. At first I was thinking to myself, they must be scared of each other.
We're going to have a fight here or what?
Yeah, but during the second round, the beginning of the second round, I saw that both of them had wound up with a feel for each other, and they began to turn up the heat in the second round.
Yeah, I know Mike's trainer. I know Mike's trainer probably told him, hey man, you got to go out there and fight. Now, you see he came out and, he almost couldn't miss with that left, with that straight left.
That's
He
good.
set him up with the jab, which was really good. And he took his time and he just found a home for that left. Now, it's kind of hard for a counterpuncher to get it going when the other guy's not bringing it to him.
Exactly.
The counterpunch is just that, I'm going to punch after you punch. So he's waiting on the guy, and the guy's not really busy, so that kind of creates a lull in the action.
That's exactly what
Anytime you have any defensive-minded guys or counterpuncher fighting a defensive-minded guy, you're going to have this kind of fight.
That's
These
true.
guys have to, throw caution to the wind and go out there. When you have a 4-round fight, you don't really have time to set up and give a round away or wait on the fighter. You have to go out there and make something happen. And at this level, that's when you need to really kind of, do a little bit more of being able to make something happen. But he did start using the jab. And as long as you use the jab and set up the shot or bait your opponent in to throw a few more shots, you can counterpunch. And once he gets better at using that, I think his fights will be a little bit more exciting.
The final cards read 40-36 on all 3 cards, and it is Mike Lamel walking out as a winner to step up to bout number 2. This is the one I had a little heartburn on the decision. I think we even have a little discussion here. It's Oscar Mojica. They climb into the ring at 117 pounds against Alex Hipólito, even though they may say Hipólito. But however, let's talk about this, guys.
Okay, you know, first
Oscar
of all,
Mojica, don't forget, he's a former national Golden Glove champion coming in as an amateur, but we're in the pro ranks now. So tell me what you see.
I mean, he's no joke. I mean, he's definitely no joke, and it was a great fight. It was definitely a great fight, but I don't think that Oscar Mojica won that fight. I mean, but yet and still, we were on one side of the ring, okay? We were on one side of the ring during the time of the fight, but they had judges all around the ring. So, you know, even you and I, we discussed, we talked about the elevation, how we felt that judges should be elevated.
Sure.
Well, even though the judges wasn't elevated on the ring, I think that Standing 8 did a wonderful job by putting judges all around the ring. And so therefore, nobody's able to talk to each other and nobody's able to see what kind of score they're giving each other. And I really think that basically there were some things that went on that we didn't see.
Well, regardless, you know, what we saw, what anybody else saw, I thought the fight was very, very close. No one really dominated, but I thought Alex did enough to come out victorious. But, you know, he lost that fight. It was a back and forth battle. But I also thought Alex utilized his jab. Also thought Alex had great head movement. Now, Mojica, he stood straight up and he was able to, he was getting hit. And when Mojica did hit Alex back, it was off the gloves. So I couldn't understand what the judges were seeing where I was sitting at. Yet it was a very action-paced fight from round 1 to round 4. But again, I thought Alex did enough to come out victorious.
Yeah, but it was very close from the position that we were all in. Like I said, there were judges all around the ring. And so nobody was able to talk to them.
I mean, you're right, but Alex, he had his high guard up. Everything that Mojica was throwing was he was very aggressive. But when Mojica was hitting him, he was blocking everything. Not blocking everything, but he blocked, you know, when he was throwing his 4 combinations, he blocked 2 or 3 out of them. You know, he had great head movement. Mojica didn't have that. He just stood there and he got hit. And I just don't see Mojica coming out victorious. You know, what Alex said, it could have been because he was from Dallas. You know, he was from Dallas. But then again, Alex is just from McKinney. You know, he's not.
Yeah, those rounds were pretty close. And what from my perspective, I saw that definitely Alex, you know, he had no more activity throughout the round, but when he fought in spurts, he fought in flurries.
You're
and
saying
then when
that
he
good.
fought in flurries,
You're saying that excellent.
and when he did fight in flurries, he hit him with good shots. Some of the shots did bounce off his arms and gloves. When he hit him solid. Hit him with the better shots. Now, Alex did press the action throughout the fight. Now, if you're one of those guys looking at the fight, you're one of those kind of judges that you're looking for somebody just pressing the action. Who's creating action? It was Alex. But when Mojica did fight, he hit him with very good shots.
Well, hey, let's go ahead and go into a commercial break. We'll be back after these months.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Undocumented Music Society, bpmgradio.com. Be in the mix with us every Tuesday, 12 to 2, every Friday, 12 to 2. My man DJ Chris X, I'm DJ Viz, aka Courthouse Walker. Dig it? Dig it? Dig it?
This is Big Sugar Ray Phillips. You're watching Knockouts Unlimited.
We're here at Carter Park Elementary. Tell me what your role is. What inspired you to do this?
Well, Standing 8 brought on a non-profit here. We wanted to try to give back to the community. You know, our whole deal is why we started Standing 8 is to help these young fighters that have a dream go through the process and become a world champion. So, what better place? Look at it.
Oh, it's beautiful. Look around here. Look all around us. You see what's going on. Okay, Fight fans, we welcome you back for a continuation of Standing 8 Promotions and the great action that they brought. It was June 28th at College Park Center. Let's go ahead and look at the third bout right here. It is Hernan Salcedo Jr. versus James De Herrera. And this right here was an action-packed, exciting bout. Don't forget, y'all may know Hernan Salcedo. When he walked into the ring, I looked at Lisa, I said, Lisa, I know him from somewhere. And what did you answer me?
Yeah, he fought my teammate. No, he fought my teammate who is an MMA fighter, Sheev Soren. Shout out to him. He won his fight last night.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he fought his
Where?
Here in Fort Worth at the Premier Fight Series.
You were there,
Yeah,
Stan.
I was there. So, bottom line is, I knew for a fact that it was going to be a great fight. I knew it was going to be a great fight. I mean, because both fighters, they bring the heat, okay? But De Herrera left himself open, okay?
Excellent point.
Yes. I mean, he was kind of, he was kind of exposed. He left himself exposed.
Very
because
exposed.
He kept his arms open throughout most of the fight. I mean, he just kept bringing it. I mean, he got to a point to where he was no longer being careful. He was just going for that knockout, And I look at it like he was thinking to himself, okay, if I just keep bringing it, he's gonna wither down, and I'm gonna eventually knock him out. You can't do that in a fight.
He's just somebody who just wants to get it over with and done. But as he's going up, as far as he gets more fights, he's going to have to slow down.
Yes.
Because he's going to get a fighter that is going to, see those holes. A more experienced fighter, an actual boxer, and he's going to be able to connect if James is coming out just throwing hooks.
Yes, there was lots of fighters at that fight last night, and a lot of people saw it. A lot of people saw it and saw his weakness, and he's going to have to really work on that weakness. He's going to have to review the tapes himself, and he's going to have to change his fight game.
You keep your eye on him. The guy came out hard. He came out fast. The end came at 2 minutes and 41 seconds of the second round. James De Herrera winning by a knockout over Hernan Salcedo. Let's step up to bout number 4. This is a tough man right here. And you got to listen to this name right here. It is Mike Tuffarello. I tell you what, this guy was fun to talk to after the fight. He climbs into the ring with a guy named Kyle Fancher. And Kyle has a body that looks great, but he always seems to fold under body shots.
Well, you know what, when you were telling me about the fight last night about Mike, he comes from the tough man competitions. And so when when you told me about that, I was just like, yeah, this guy's gonna lose. Because, I've seen the tough man competitions and there's no technique. It's just a wild sparring session, street fight. That's what I would call it. So I thought it was going to be over and done with. I thought Fletcher was going to be the better fighter, because he comes from the Hatley's group. But yeah, he proved me wrong, and I ate my words, and I told him that, and he came out trying to get inside. He did, slipping, bombing and weaving, get inside, working the body. And he said the reason why he worked the body because he knew and heard and saw that he was weak in the body area, and that's what he was going for, and that's exactly what he did. And it was lights out. He went down, and he was down for a good 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah?
And he was screaming.
When he went down, I thought that he had some cracked ribs.
Yeah.
All right, but, the way I took it after I reviewed the fight again, the way I took it, it was more pride than pain.
Yeah, and and that's what I said. I think now it's just his pride.
Okay, let's step up to the next one. This right here, oh my gosh. This right here is the 5th bout. It's Trevel Mazan fighting out of Ann Wolf's camp. And everybody knows who Ann Wolf is. A very, very noted lady against Jerry Fuentes, who also had a corner that you may not know. His coach, God, his name slips my mind, but he was a 92, 96 U.S. Olympic coach. And I can't think of...
Jesse Ravello.
Jesse Ravello, thank
He was
you.
my coach in the national
Yes.
in '89. We won the national team championship.
So it was a face-off of two great coaches, but their fighters, Trevel Mazan, don't want to focus off the fighters, and Jerry Fuentes. Tell me somebody about...
When they came in, I thought we were going to have a fight because the other guy, Fuentes, he seemed like he had a good boxing style. He seemed like he was ready and game. But no, that didn't exactly happen because Trevel was able to come in with a straight right, knocked him down.
First, okay.
That was this is all in the first round again. He knocked him down in the first round. Fuentes shook his head like, okay, I'm getting back up. That rocked him. And Travell saw it, you heard Ann in the corner, finish him. And that's exactly what he did. He came in, but he came in cautiously. He came in because sometimes even though a guy, drops doesn't mean that he's all the way completely rocked. He's able to, get back up. But he threw it overhand right, and then it was lights out, and it was done.
Well, go ahead.
I can tell you a little bit about Fuentes. He's a good fighter, but he was never allowed to get into it with him because he was caught early.
Yeah.
Now, anybody knows Ann, she's tough, and she only wants fighters that are tough like her. If there's anything weak about you, you're not gonna last in that camp. You're just not gonna last. So, just get it out your mind. If you're not going in there tough, you're gonna get tore up, and then you're not gonna make it out of there. But again, he was never allowed to get into a rhythm because he was caught early. He is a good fighter and he can turn it around. But fighting that guy, they didn't know anything about it. They were not able to prepare for him. So they didn't really know what they were getting.
Well, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this one up on these guys right here. And we're going to take a break after this one right here? Or?
Yes.
Oh, well, I tell you what, you keep your eyes. I very seldom talk about a man who's going to make a mark. I'm talking world-class mark. This man has everything in his repertoire of assault weapons to see the world championship. You stay tuned as we come back.
Man, I want to give a shout out to BPMG Sports, man, for keeping updated with me and all this sport active illustration, man. I want to thank everybody, the whole team, they do a great job.
Hey, let me tell you something, BPMG says it like it is. That's what I'm talking about. They don't pull no punches, and that's what boxing needs. All this crap, they don't need. They need somebody like BPMG says it like it is.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Thank you BPMG Sports. See y'all from Houston, Texas.
This is Samuel, the main event Clarkson, and you are watching Knockouts Unlimited, baby. Let's get it.
We came out here kind of doing something for the kids. It's something very special that we try to pass down our blessings as well. Try to give them something to look forward to in life, even if it's a sentence. If they remember a few words, just those few words, take it with you the rest of the day. Motivation, perfect. That's what we're at doing.
It's really just about reaching out to these kids and getting them to understand that there's a lot more to life than, like drugs or, being bad or anything like that. We're trying to reach out to them and show them that that they can accomplish anything that they want to.
Okay, fight fans, you've come to us for the remaining information of the Stand United Promotions fight card. Let's go ahead and get down, team, to the co-main event. It's Raymond Gatita versus Juan Reyna. I'm going to throw this on the table for anyone to grab, and let's talk about this co-main event.
Well, you know what? Gatita, he came in last night 12-1. Now, Reyna, on the other hand, he was trying to, push the action, but, Gatita, he was just more the experienced fighter. He was bouncing, he was, punching him at ease. It was just, me, on the other hand, I was just like, why didn't he just knock him out? Because he could have. Why did he just finish it? But he was just throwing punches. It was like pity-patty punches, and that's all he was doing, I think, because he was trying to reserve, his energy, because it was a last-minute fight, and plus he's used to fighting the long rounds.
Well, I can attest to that, because after I fought a 10-round, I went for a 6-round, and I just didn't get busy until the 4th round.
Yeah. Because
I had slow. If you have a fighter that's fighting 8s and 10s or 12s, you're going to slow that fighter down.
Exactly.
He's not going to come out. When you fight that kind of fight, those kind of rounds, you used to test the person out for the first round or two. So that you do want to slow down. And then just being able to turn it on like that, once you get in that mode, it's very hard to do. It's very, very difficult.
Let's go and get down to the main event now. Action-packed. I'll tell you what, this guy's very exciting. Tony Lopez. Little Tony Lopez out of Fort Worth, Texas. Cowtown itself, ladies and gentlemen. He comes in, I think, with a 4-0 record? Or is it 5-0?
No, it's 4-0.
4-0. And he fights a guy by the name of Eric Lanes. Lanez, I'm sorry, Lanez, Lanez. I want to make sure I say that right, Lanez. Tell us about the fight.
You know, when I saw Eric, the first thing I said, well, oh, this is not going to last 4 rounds.
Right.
But, you know, Eric, he's a very tough fighter. He can't knock out everyone. He did eat a lot of punches, and I think the reason why Eric wasn't able to get off like he wanted to because the speed of Tony Lopez. When you have speed, you're just like, you don't know what to do, and you try to get off, and he tried back, you know, he started off, you know, getting off around the 2nd or 3rd round, but Tony Lopez was just too strong. He's a southpaw. He found a home again with that straight left, but in the 3rd round, Tony Lopez was so confident in himself. He started working his angles so beautiful. And
Beautiful.
I was just like so amazed how beautiful he worked those angles
Very
that
good.
it made Eric look confused because he didn't know where he was at, because when he punched, he was like over here, and then he was over here. So yeah, Tony Lopez he's strong, he's fast,
Smart.
he's a very technical fighter. Yeah, very smart fighter.
Just the amateur background too.
Yes.
What he would do is he hit him with a jab crossing the hook, and then he stepped around to his blind side, and he hit him again. And it just worked for him great. Now what I would like to see Tony use a little more is that jab.
Sure.
He kind of went. I would like to see him start initiate the action. He's kind of more of a, he's a little more reserved. He's kind of a counter puncher, but still, even a counter puncher, you kind of want to bait him in with that jab and get him to open up a little more. I think had he used that jab more and got, what's it, Lanez?
Eric.
Lanez. He got Eric Lanez to open up a little more. He might have stopped it. Now Lanez was a tough guy who didn't kind of lay down. He knew who he was fighting, and he said, "I'm coming in to get this guy." You know, he took that fight on late notice as well.
Well, fight fans, you can see we could talk about boxing all day long, but the team here only does one thing. We bring you the movie action, we bring you the results, and then we try to tell you the future of what we love. It's Ahmad Elijah. It's Stan Milburn. It's the lovely Lisa Lam and Roland Gomez. It is BPMG Media, the team, the movie in action. We want to say bye, but we can't say it. We just say farewell until our next one, and we all say farewell until the next BPMG Media gathering.
I told you that. What did I tell you?
You said that, and I heard research didn't hurt, you know. So he had a long torso, you know, he has kind of a stance where his chin was leaning over. I was going to go for it, you know, but his body was long, so I knew it was tender, even though he's got all the abs. I figured I might break him up a little more. Now he's got a 12-pack. What's up? Well, he was talking about, you know.